What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe, hype. So, first, I want to apologize for being upset about the whole Halo with the PS5 Pro stuff on the bottom of the trailer. I didn't know all the information. So now that I know all the information, it's still upsetting, but the knowledge is key, knowledge is power. The knowledge that I have now, or that we all have now, that Asha was trying to get them all off of there. Halo, Forza, not Forza, I'm sorry. Halo, Clockwork, and Fable. But it's too late, blah, 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 yada, yada, contracts, but there's a bunch of different reasonings why. I don't know which are true, which are not, but it sounds reasonable, and I think the damage would have been a little bit more extreme, because the main people who are upset are the donkey unicorns and the ponies, not so much the casuals. The casuals are kind of oblivious. They're like, oh, it's on a PlayStation, yay! The thing that's going to upset them is that Fable looks dope. I watched the extra 30-minute gameplay thing that they did. I was like, but if Matt Ball has his way, that's all you get. It's almost like the same thing that Sean Layden was talking about, trying to get PC gamers to buy a PlayStation, which is stupid because that's never happened. But what Matt Ball, Matt Booty, Asha Sharma, all these people at Xbox, what they need to do is to convert the PS4 boys over to Xbox Series X or S, whatever one they want to, pull out that payment plan joint again. What is it called? Easy access, something, whatever it's called. Payment plan, no interest payment plan. Let's go. No, here's the thing, right? With the payment, if they do that all access, that was called. If they do all access with Helix, everybody's getting that. Everybody getting that, and that's like a win. They tested it out with the Xbox Series console, right? And I saw a bunch of YouTubers go through and get the X. What's his? I forgot the dude's name, but I used to watch him. I don't watch him too much anymore. I don't see his stuff, but he got one. He's like, yeah, I went in there, got that. I got it through the thing. It was pretty cheap. I think you actually save a little bit because they give you 2 years of Game Pass or something like that. So I'm not sure which Game Pass they're gonna give you with this new thing if they do it. But I already have Game Pass, so do I get a discount because I have Game Pass? I don't know, but whatever. Like that makes it more affordable. So you'd be like, oh, it's $1,200, but divided by 24 payments, it's not that bad, right? So, but anyway. That's that, but me understanding the situation with the prior contracts. See, the thing that makes me upset, right, is like Phil and Sarah, they were cool. I think Sarah's initiative was misguided. I think she was kind of the force that pushed more towards multi-plat and everything's on Xbox. That was her ad campaign, right? So, and I'm like, it's an idea. Is it a good idea? It turns out it wasn't a good idea. But if it would have worked, it would have been the most brilliant idea in the world, right? But you never know until you try, and she tried, and it didn't work out. And when we're talking about content, we're talking about different services. Asha said it. She just had another meeting with I think it was Fortune magazine or I forgot who it was. And they said, she said this before, if you're trying to build a platform, she said, this is paraphrasing, but she says, I don't know of any platform that doesn't have exclusive content, basically. So think about any platform, streaming, video games, anything. They all have exclusive. If they don't, then they're not doing it right. Because it's like, why would people go to like Apple TV, right? They got plenty of exclusive. I don't have Apple TV, so I'm missing out on, what's that show? I don't even remember what the name of the show was called. But there's a bunch of shows that were on Apple TV that I didn't see because I don't have it. And I ain't gonna get it. Don't need it. I'm good. You know, Netflix got their own stuff. Paramount Plus got their own stuff. Prime got their own stuff. Prime got Spider Noir. Let's go. That's not on Netflix. It's exclusive. I exclusively watch it on Prime. Disney Plus got their stuff. They got all the Star Wars and stuff. You know? So, exclusives bring the boys to the yard. Okay, sorry. Exclusive got the milkshake. The milkshake is the exclusive and it brings the boys to... Okay, never mind. Anyway, I'm just saying. She's right. And like I said before, in a gaming utopia, no one having exclusives, all games going everywhere, that's gaming utopia. That's not reality. Okay? And so when you kind of posit and you frame what's going on in reality, this is the reality. Exclusives. They are fighting for exclusives. Sony is going back to exclusive. But see, here's the thing about that. Sony hasn't said anything. This is all Jason Schreier. Has he been 100% right all the time? Hell no. Nobody's 100% right. So I don't know if he is right. I think that, and that's the thing I hate about PlayStation. I hate about Sony is that they ain't saying nothing. They're letting all these rumors fly and run. And the thing is that the press, the gaming media is biased towards Sony, so they don't have to say anything because the bias is going to be in their favor. So the press is always going to do it, spin it positively and say and make something up positively. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. Not true. That's cool. They don't say shit. And that's the problem because it affects the narrative and it gives power to these outlets that really are just making stuff up. Now, on the other side, on Xbox's side, what I'm seeing is that Asha, Greeny, Matt Ball, everybody, Jason Ron, everybody else, right? Everybody got a new mandate. They must have got a memo in their email saying, yo, if you see something wrong, you let me know. You be like, yo, let me know what you're gonna do, what you're gonna say. Boom, boom. We run it through the filter. We run through the Matt Ball filter, and then we put it out there. It's like Greenberg had to correct Tom Warren. Tom Warren's like, oh yeah, it was a last minute decision to take to make Gears of War E-Day exclusive. It was a last minute, and then Green's like, yeah, nah, that's not true. Like, what's not true about it? Says Tom Warren. Greeny was like, yeah, we just wanted the players to have the first, information. We wanted to give it to them first. But I knew about this a month in advance. And that's just me. So it was probably 2-3 months in advance. Because he's just like, he's one of the marketing guys. He's not like, doing strategies, and he's not doing all these things. When Matt Ball, when Asha got the job and she was talking to Matt, because that's what was happening before Matt Ball got hired, she was talking to him basically and getting ideas and stuff and whatever. So he was working off the clock basically. That's what secured his job, I guess. But that's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. He's doing the thug thizzle, and he's a respected member of the community, not community, of the industry. Let's just say, because he's in the industry, and so. The media, like I said, if Xbox, I like what's going on now because Xbox isn't allowing any type of false narrative to get away from them. They're stopping it and they say, stop, not true, boom. You see what happened, right? Aaron came out, Greeny came out and said, nah, bro, that's not it. Boom, it's done. Nobody's talking about, oh, it's last minute. That's not a narrative that's happening because they shut it down. Now, we have the exclusive stuff. Now, there's a narrative that they're trying to propagate. They're trying to promote it, where it's a timed exclusive because the PS5 version is already ready. It's just on a hard drive collecting dust. Yeah, so is Stellar Blade, right? Just saying. And you know what happened with that? I forgot what the name of the studio that made it, but they're like, oh, we were gonna put it, but y'all blocked it, so now we not going through you. We gonna self-publish, and we making Stellar Blade 2 or Stellar Blade Blood Rain. That's what it's called, and it look 1,000% better than the first Stellar Blade. I'm looking at Stellar Blade BR. I'm like, yo, this is like a 10x improvement. I mean, maybe not 10, but I'm like, yo, this game looked like you put the side by side. It's a sequel, sure, and it should look better. But you put it side by side, I'm picking the sequel any day. And it's not guaranteed that the sequel will be better or look better or whatever, but it looked better. Homegirl on it better. She got a tight little cyber suit on. I'm like, yes, please, that's nice. Thank you, art person who drew that up and made it happen. Look, I'm going to play it because it's going to be on Xbox. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to support the devs. Speaking of supporting the devs, so Gears of War E-Day is going to be on Game Pass, and so is Clockwork Revolution. But these are exclusive games. These are part of the new program, if you will, that Matt Ball had described. And so I said to myself, I mean, I could play it on Game Pass, right? But I want this exclusive content rollout to be something that is regular, to keep happening, right? Because it's healthy for the ecosystem to have exclusivity, because if you don't have exclusivity, then you don't have anything. You're nothing, right? Like, why would people go to Xbox if you don't have anything special? Exclusives. See, the people who are arguing against exclusives, who don't want exclusives to exist in this world that we live in, are PC gamers. They're ponies that want Xbox games. That's it. But casuals, they don't know anything. But us Xbox players, yeah, give us something to be proud of. Give us something to have a reason to keep staying in this ecosystem, to keep paying for Game Pass. Now, that being said, I'm gonna play it through Game Pass. No, I won't, because I pre-ordered it. I purchased it. I was like, y'all stuck your neck out. You did these deals. You making exclusives. You making concessions for Gen Xers like me. You know, the silverbacks. I'm gonna give you some money. Here you go. You know, it was $70. That's what it was. I got the regular version. I was like, I don't need any of the extra stuff. That being said, Fable, that's coming out. That's multi-plat, whatever. So, but I am gonna buy the super duper edition because I want that soundtrack. I don't care. That is, I said, okay. So in my brain, I was like, yo, the second trailer with the music, I was like, that's the best music. I love that music. I just want that music. I play it on loop. Can somebody give me the instrumental to that music? Nobody has it. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Then they just had another, showing at the game show, at the Xbox showcase, and I was like, damn, that music is good too. I need this soundtrack. And then today, was it today or yesterday? I don't know. They had a half an hour of straight gameplay. Straight. No uninterrupted gameplay. No cuts, no edits. Just boom. You go into, I think it's Silverstone or something. I think that's the name of the town. You go into the town and you talking to dude and he's like, get out my face. And then you go to another place and you talk to a beggar, you give him some change, and you go to this other place and you flirting with the girl, and then she like, yo, you gotta have some money, you gotta have a house, you gotta have some nice drip, and you like, alright, I'll be back, girl. You bounce, you like, yo, buy me a business, I need to be an entrepreneur, cause this chick I'm trying to holler at, she like him, she like a boy with stacks. So I was like, alright, cool, let me buy this bar real quick. Boosh. I said, oh yeah, I met that bum on the street, I give him a job. Boosh, give him a job. Boosh fired the bartender because she was kind of getting too friendly, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to holler at all the other girl, but you like trying to interfere. You running interference. No. And I even forgot the whole magical talking pig part. Look, that I'm like, I was already sold on my voice cracked. That's how excited. I was already sold on Fable, right? I was like, yo, Fable, that's it. Let's go. But then I saw this and I'm like, oh, this is something different. It's not really, it's an expansion on the ideas of the original trilogy, but there's like over 1,000 NPCs that have their own unique personalities and schedules and all this and beliefs. And I'm like, yo, it's like you could play this game and not even play like the magical quest hero stuff. You could just be like, yeah, I'm gonna just go and I'm gonna buy some businesses. And I mean, you gotta get some money. So maybe you be a blacksmith, you be a smithy, and ping ting ting, and then just buy some more businesses and just buy the whole town. But then everybody might hate you because you're so super rich. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how we want to play it. I know Destin said that he wants to do one town, like half of the map is good and half the map is evil. I was like, I mean, that's interesting. But my thing is, are the NPCs local to the towns, which I think it is, or do some of them travel to each, like, different towns? And if that's the case, then if you're bad in one town and that NPC is there, maybe it's just like a nomad type of character, and he travels to another town where you're good or bad, or you know, the opposite, and he spreads the word, then how's that gonna mess with your reputation? That's a whole, I don't know if that exists or whatever, but the systems that they described in Fable make it more than just an action RPG, whatever it was labeled, the original trilogy. And that's not even, that's outside of like what's the homegirl's name, the cloak, the red cloak, I think Haley Atwell plays her, I can't remember, but I was like, yo. And I do like her. She's a really good voice actor. I think she's in Vox Machina, The Legend of Vox Machina. I think she's a character in The Legend of Vox Machina, if I'm not mistaken. I think she is. But she's so good. She is such a good voice actor. It's like, it's like you hear a voice like, it's like yummy. Anyway. And her character looks like her, which is cool. But yeah, of course they do. But yeah, and the graphic, man, shoot, look, the graphics, I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna say it looks better than Death Stranding 2. I said it, come fight me, I said it, and that's what I say. I don't know, I'll see when I play it for real. But I mean, I played Death Stranding 1 for a little bit. I was like, alright, it's alright. It's like vanilla ice cream on a Sunday morning. It's like vanilla ice cream after a hurricane and all the power's out, but you had to eat the ice cream before it melts. But everything's quiet. You don't hear stuff, and nobody's driving around because they're trying to save gas for their generators. That's what Death Stranding's like. Sorry. But yeah, look, like I said, sorry about the getting upset about the Halo stuff, but once again, you know, the knowledge is knowledge. It's these donkey, unicorns, and ponies fabricating tall tales. And then you look at what Xbox is doing. Look, they just had a showcase, right? They showed a new trailer for Fable, right? Next day, they showed 30 minutes of gameplay. I'm like, yo! And then the day after that, the day before that, they showed, I don't know how many minutes of additional gameplay. I think on Gears E-Day, because they had their Xbox podcast. They were Jeff was there with like 3 of the developers, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I like this. Let's compare. Xbox is showing gameplay. They're showing they're selling their game without having to be ads and let's put a commercial here. No, they're selling the game by showing you the game. Like I said, I was sold on Fable already, but what they showed solidified it. I'm buying the super duper soundtrack edition. Let's go. It's probably gonna be $100 some. I'm gonna buy it. I usually don't buy games like that. I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna just go and buy the game, play it. But this time I'm like, I gotta get that soundtrack, you know? Honestly, if I didn't want that soundtrack, I probably wouldn't buy the game because it ain't exclusive. And that's a very important distinction. It's a very important point. From now on, this is my promise to the community and to Xbox, I guess, whatever. That doesn't really mean anything because I'm a little guy. Every game that is an Xbox console exclusive forever, meaning it's not going to PlayStation 5, whatever, 6, don't matter. I'm buying. I have Game Pass Ultimate. I don't need to buy it because it's going to be on there. I'm buying them just on principle because I want them to make a business and create an environment within their business so they can be successful. People always put this thing out and say, oh, they're a $1 trillion company, they don't need to do this, they don't need to do, they can lose money. That's not how business works. Xbox is not a $1 trillion company. Microsoft is a $1 trillion company. If you want to do the math, Xbox is, I don't even actually know what they made. How many billions? Was it 30 something billion last year? So I don't remember how much they made, but that is not equal to what the worth of their combined studios is. So you have to take into account how much Activision Blizzard King is worth, how much Playground is worth, how much all the studios are worth, staff, all that other stuff, buildings, real estate, all these things. I'm just talking about Xbox. I don't know if anybody has done that calculus. I'm curious to see. I'll probably try to look it up later. But the point is that people keep saying it's a $1 trillion company, and Xbox is not a $1 trillion company. Xbox, I don't know if they are worth more than, they might be worth more than PlayStation because they have more stuff, and that stuff is worth money. And so ABK 70 whatever, and they paid 68 points, 69 rounded up, right? Billion. They gave them extra, I forgot how much it was. I think the stock was like 95 and they gave them 100. I can't remember how much it was, but they gave them more, obviously, just like how PlayStation gave, or Sony gave Bungie way more than they were worth, but that was just a mistake. That was a clerical error. That was a my bad. Yeah, and so they had to take off like 750 million. So actually, Bungie is worth 2.9 million, something like that, as opposed to the 3.6 that they paid for it. Anyway, so when you look at it like that, Xbox is, in the same boat as PlayStation as far as it being a self-sustainable business, which is what you have to do. You can't be like, oh, we're gonna take money from the parent company all the time, because that's not how it works. That's not sustainable. And so, they're making moves. She's trying to create the platform. I mean, the platform is there. It's just unhealthy. So she's resetting everything. She's saying it in that way so that people, it's not just, oh, we're gonna change this. We're gonna change. No. We're nuking the whole site. We're starting over from the foundation. Now the foundation is there. The technology is there. What she does next, I mean, look, it's all about optics. It's all about narrative. It's all, like I said, redesign the series consoles. And it doesn't have to be the technology inside. Like I said, that can be the same, or you can rearrange it to be more efficient and to be cheaper. Of course, I'm pretty sure they're working on that. But aesthetically, like I said, man, if they made it look reminiscent of the Xbox 360 for how like they had little curves on the edges and stuff, the little lines, make the helix look like that, and then have that same design language on the new Series X, the new Series S. That's what they should call it. Like, take a little page off of Nintendo. The new Series X, the new Series S, the new Helix, the Helix S, the Helix X, the Xbox HS, the Xbox Helix S. You know what? They could just take out Series and put Helix, right? I think they should do that. Helix is such a good name. And shout out to I was gonna say Kid something, but it wasn't him. It was why am I forgetting it? My bad. I'm forgetting your name, but he's on Boom Show all the time. I'll remember it later. But he's always in Fusion. The Fusion. Look, Fusion was good before we heard Helix. Fusion's not good anymore. Stop saying that. Don't, just because you put it out in the universe doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Take it out of the universe. Take that lexicon part, throw it in the garbage. We don't want Fusion. Fusion's not nice. Fusion reminds me of the Revolution, like the GameCube or something. Nah, bro. No. No. You're showing your age without showing your. Don't do it. No. Helix all the way. Helix is the Helix. And then when you come out with another one, right? So the Helix 2, but it'll be just called a double Helix. Come on, son. It writes itself. Yo, I got the double helix, son. Well, I got the regular helix. I just got the helix, the first helix. I got the OG helix. Come on, son. It just rolls off the tongue. Fusion. Sounds like you're trying too hard. No. Sorry. Fuzzy Belvedere, that's who it was. I knew I was gonna remember his name. But shout out to Fuzzy, you know what I'm saying? He's he's feeling it, he likes it. And it was, like I said, it was cool when we didn't know the Helix name. So yeah. Helix Magnum, the Ultra Helix Magnum. Look, I don't know. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling now. But I appreciate you hanging on the show. Like this guy. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you think about what's going on. Did you watch that Fable half-hour freaking gameplay session? I was like, yo, that's gonna I'm saying game of the year. I'm saying it's a contender. I'm saying it. I gotta play it first, but just based off like how I'm feeling, I'm like, yo, that might be better than Forza Horizon. I'm just saying that might be better than Forza Horizon. And I was like, Forza Horizon, best racing game. They won best racing game. Let's be real. Come on, son. So they're gonna win. But I look at Fable. I'm like, and the writing too, man. Real quick, I was like, first off, I'm biased. I'm biased with British accents. Australian is my joint. Kiwis too, but I mean Australian's number one. But British, I love it, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm listening to all these Britishisms. I'm looking to. She said, "Yeah, what did she say? I forgot what she said. She abbreviated Britishism, and I was like, okay, that's a little. That's a little. Is that something that happens now? And they did include some modern day speak, if you will, like vernacular. But it was like, you know what? It feels right because it's like it felt like the right sensibility and things. So I wasn't like, oh, that's not period correct. I was like, okay, this is a fantasy world, so they're gonna say like kind of modern stuff. But yeah, man, it's really good. When the pig started talking though, I was like, oh hell no, this is what's up. Okay, yeah. And then the whole when the temple door called him he dressed like a twat. I was like, oh shit. I was like, yo, that cursing. It's like, you said my brother into this great debris. What the fuck? I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a good game. You know what? Last thing. You know what? I think I mentioned this in another video, but what I noticed is that there's a lot of f-bombs. There's just a lot of bad words coming from the devs and in the games themselves. And I mean, Gears, you expect it. And in Fable, filthy words. I'm like, okay, this is the renegade. This is the adult content that we like. Now, I'm gonna be real. I don't know how y'all are gonna play this on PlayStation because Sony loves to censor. So someone needs to do this because I will never play this on PlayStation. So whoever has a PlayStation that's gonna play Fable, check the curse words. If they edit out the curse words, y'all are done. That's all I'm saying. Y'all are they edited out a homegirl's butt crack with a little lens flare shine. I'm like, what the hell are y'all? This is never. She's supposed to be naked, but they didn't show. I mean, they didn't even show her like a noose or anything. It's just like, but you know how you have a naked booty, but it's shadowed, so you don't see none of the stuff. You don't see none of the equipment, right? So I'm like, why are you gonna just? And that's one reason why I won't play on PlayStation, because I'm like, I'm an adult. You want to show me some boobies? Thank you. I will look at those. I mean, I looked at Lara Croft and them triangles. I was like, oh, that's all right, I guess. But yeah, that's what I want y'all to, you know, do the due diligence. Somebody's gonna do it. Maybe Spawn Wave will do it. Let's see if they gonna censor all those bad words. There's a bunch of bad words in Fable. Them British don't play. But anyway, I appreciate you hanging out. Hit me in the comments below. And yeah, I'll talk to y'all guys on the next one too. To wait.